had one mom come to me. I think she really blew me away because it's been, I think, way over 3 years of her being a mother. And she had just said like, well, I was told the minute that you become a mother, you're supposed to like have a belly, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like believe that, you know, it comes with motherhood. I was just like, baby girl, it doesn't have to be like that, right? And we sat down, we created something for her. Within a month, the stomach was flat. And then she was shocked. She was like, I can't believe I believed this for years.
In this video, we're going to be talking about how to reduce post-pregnancy belly fat with easy tips and exercise tips. I'm going to be interviewing such a phenomenal fitness and nutrition coach who is absolutely diligent in helping moms or really just anybody lose their belly fat. Today we have Adeline. Recently during the quarantine, she diligently wanted to start her own niche. And her niche is really to help women who had a baby, a beautiful child, and maybe they had this baby like 5 years ago or they're a brand new moms. She helps anyone on this planet that wants to lose this. Can be a little bit hard to lose, but she knows all the tricks and whistles and all that kind of stuff to be able to give you some valuable content today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm just like wowed by the fact that you do this to help other people out and interview all these awesome people. For my story, I am originally from Rwanda, like Central Africa or East Africa, people call it. But I was kind of born there, you know, with the wars and everything happening. I grew up in the southern part of Africa, so I grew up in Zimbabwe, moved to Canada. Always been an athlete. I love sports. I mostly played a lot of basketball, played a little bit of football as well. So I just loved like exercising. It's always been fun for me. Obviously, like when I went to school, like I couldn't really think at that point, like how do you make fitness, exercising a career? Like my head could not compute that at that point in my life. So obviously I went to school for something totally different. At some point, like, you know, you try to like put your best foot forward and like you try to be yourself. And so then that's when I decided to transition full on into fitness. And at first it was kind of like treading the waters, trying to see what is this all about. But the one thing I must say, like attending an event, Danny's event, because you and I go to those events together, that kind of solidified, you know, and showed me why fitness was my thing. And that's the part that I should be a part of. So yes, I've been doing that for the past like 5 years, like most successfully in the past 3 years. I've been able to train other people all over the world as well, travel to Europe a little bit to do that. Heavily involved in military fitness, still do that today. But my heart has really been to help a lot of women, a lot of moms to be hot, right? Because I had a lot of friends asking me questions, and I saw the things that they were doing, and I'll be like, that's gonna be a problem, you know. So I was just like, you know, let me just help people out, right? So that's been on my heart to do for so long. I never really got the chance to actually sit and create something that would work for moms to lose belly fat, to lose something postpartum. But thankfully, crazy COVID happened. So that was like, you know, perfect timing for me to create something to keep them accountable, something that's flexible. Most importantly, something that create results and keep results, you know. Give you abs and you keep your abs, okay? Nobody's going backwards. We're not about that life.
So incredible. Sounds like you are superwoman, helping a lot of moms out there. I mean, you look absolutely gorgeous. Talk a little bit about the results from your clients. Like, we would love to hear any testimonials and stories.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we have had all kinds of results, like all corners of life. I mean, we have had like 19-year-olds to like grandmothers who come through our doors, right? I mean, they go from all kinds of people, but the most important people that I really valued are the moms that came, say like, you know, 3 months or 4 months after having baby number 2, baby number 3, and they know that they're desperate for results. Like I had one mom say like, I cannot look like that, you know, I cannot look before I was when I got pregnant, you know. And to just tell them like, listen, give me 3 months of your life and we'll get you right. And they don't believe you. First, they just like, they try to argue with you. And I'm just like, you want results? What do you want? You know what I'm saying? So even just being able to coach them mentally. So, and the funny part is not even 3 months later, she was just under 3 months later, she was actually like in her best shape ever. I mean, forget about like pre-kids. I'm talking about like the way she looked right after high school. You know what I mean? And she was still breastfeeding. Okay. There was no diet we don't believe in diets, obviously. She was still breastfeeding, and we literally, it's almost like she didn't even have to change anything drastically. It was just me coaching her and putting her in the right direction. And a lot of people, like I think you and I know, we always have like our own cultural cuisines. Like I like African food. I'm sure you love your Latino food as well. So the same thing as her. Like she was still eating her local African food, but still was able to achieve that. And I had one mom come to me, and I think she really blew me away, because it's been, I think, way over 3 years of her being a mother. And she had just said like, well, I was told, I mean, they were programmed, because you and I know about programming, right? They were programmed to believe that the minute that you become a mother, you're supposed to like, have a belly, you know what I'm saying? So she just kind of like believed that, it comes with motherhood. And then her and I were just having a chat, and I was just like, baby girl, it doesn't have to be like that, right? And the funny part is like, we sat down, we created something for her, gave her some accountability. Within a month, I'm talking about 1 month, like 4 weeks, she was coming 2 times per week, right? Just coming to the sessions, giving it her best 2 times per week for a month. The stomach was flat, and then she was shocked. So we're kind of here to just kind of like, I don't know, to really create value in mothers, to create value, not just mothers, in any person that think like, I have to be a certain look, or I have to be a certain way. To say no, we're trying to create the best like 0.2 version of you kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? The best version of you. And we've seen it happen with people that, again, from 19-year-olds to grandmothers, both male and females. I mean, females are most people that we work with, but we're seeing men as well. Actually, I should send you pictures for men. I have men pictures too.
The testimonials keep coming and coming and coming. At the end of the day, it's part of a lifestyle. It's part of like rechanging your habits and just being set free and living your life and still being able to eat whatever the hell you want and still looking hot. And having a coach like yourself, not only being there for them, but you're encouraging them as well.
When it comes to food, right? Like, who doesn't love food?
I love food.
Everybody loves food, you know what I'm saying? So just that freedom to be able to say, you know what, I can eat in freedom, you know what I mean? I've had people that have like a cookie or two, and they're like, oh my gosh, I had a cookie or two, and I'm just like you need to be in a place of freedom too, like enjoy food. Like I honestly, people actually think fitness is my first love. Food is my first love.
At the end of the day, it's a belief thing.
It's a belief thing. It's honestly a belief thing. Like, again, the mindset, the programming, right? It's like, and it's so funny because like the first girl I was telling you about, she went on a vacation with her family, and she was like she was literally freaking out. She was just like, Adeline, like, we're going on this vacation, like it's a hotel, hotel food. And I'm like, and I was sitting there, I'm like, what am I gonna eat? And I'm like, whatever they have, you should eat it. She's like, are you sure I can have the breakfast they serve in a hotel? And I was just like, yeah, you could totally eat that. And then when she came back, I don't even know, again, back to the whole mindset thing. So she thought because she went away for like maybe like 5 days, she was gonna gain weight from that, or gain back her belly. She came back and she was still on track. She was just still hitting her goals, still on track. And then she was like, oh my goodness, I don't understand, how's this happening? And I'm just like, because you're just being normal. Like that's what life is. Like people eat food, like real food.
Yeah. And being able to reprogram your mind from that belief, like, oh, you need to be so strict in what you eat. No, you teach your clients to be free and also have a great lifestyle for them to stay hot, stay healthy, stay beautiful, and eat whatever they want. Like that is super freeing. That is so extremely valuable.
It's freedom. Yeah, it really is.
Share us like a few other tips that you have in mind that someone can start utilizing right now.
I think like the best thing, I'm going to talk about in like two directions. So obviously from the nutrition aspect and as well as the fitness aspect, right? So I think from the jump, I always tell people eat real food. And we'll be like, what's real food? It's real food. It's a food whereby like if you were to tell it to your great grandma, would she know what that is? If she does, and then you're good. If she has no idea what the heck that is, then probably not a good thing. So that's my number one recommendation. It's like you want to eat real food, like nothing, stay away from all that processed stuff and all that crazy, just preservatives and all that stuff. And then the next thing, obviously, it's sugar, like especially when you are talking about belly fat. Sugar. That one, I don't even know how to break it to your girlfriend. It's like, and the narrative is not that you should not have sugar. Again, have real sugar and you'll be fine, because your body can know what real sugar is and it knows how to bring it off, right? The problem is it's when you go take those like other different kinds of sugars that are there, you know what I mean? And the industry of marketers are so brilliant at having like a bajillion names to say sugar, so you would not know if it's a real sugar or not, right? So I always tell people, you want to look at the ingredients or whatever you're eating, and you want to make sure it's real sugar. Again, if your great grandma does not know what the ingredients are, don't eat it. Just refrain from all processed sugar. That in itself, it's like, I want to say 50% of the battle of belly fat, but that's 50% of losing belly fat alone. And just get to love like natural sugars, you know what I mean? Like fruits and veggies, and just get creative with that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely one thing I would say on the nutrition side. And the other thing also, I would say you want to stay away from anything that says like fat-free or sugar-free or anything that has the name diet beside it, behind it, or around it. Stay away from that too. You have to look at it, the process they have in mind. I hate to say it, but it is to fail you. It is to fail you. Like you get a little bit of success, you see a little bit of success, and then you're happy. But what they're not really telling you is that they are slowing down your metabolism. They are really jacking up your hormones, especially for women. And then that's how you see people lose weight, and then they gain a whole massive of it so much more after. And then they go back at the same thing again, and it becomes this whole cycle. But like you and I will tell the truth. It's like it is like a marketing scheme out there. So that's probably the few tips I would share for nutrition. And then I think the one thing I will talk about to people, it's also just enjoy the joy factor. I think that's a big deal too. But when you want to think about what's going to work for your body, it's what you actually enjoy. There's a reason why you have an enjoyment for something. And I feel like you have to honor your body when it's enjoying something. And I'm not saying it like, like you crave like a bag of candy, your body's enjoying. Not that kind of enjoying. That's like indulgement. So enjoying as in like, I'm eating this, it feels right, it feels good, it feels like nutrition, it feels like fuel to my body. You also want to take note of those things. So with all our clients, no one has the same like nutrition plan. No one has, for everybody it's different, because it's really solely based on what you enjoy, what you typically eat on a given day, what your family is, what's your traditional. Because I always tell people, like, say you are 35 and you eat like, I don't know, like an Asian cuisine, so chances are your body has been enjoying that for the past 35 years of your life. So it's like, it's coming in as a coach. I want to honor that, right? I want to honor what your body enjoys. So we work with what you already know, what you already enjoy, and then we just navigate you through that. Versus, so it's to come and throw a diet at you, it might work for like a couple of weeks, but again, you hate it. You know, if you hate vegan, you hate vegan. You know what I mean? Don't push that through you. If you hate keto, you hate keto. Do what your body enjoys, you know, what your body knows. So that's the other thing that I'll probably talk about concerning nutrition. So
that is so interesting. I never heard that before, because usually when you look at diets or programs out there, it's more like one size fits all, right? But not this time. It's usually like what your body needs to be able to be healthy long term. And it's like you accommodate in everyone's culture, traditions, design. Like that is so incredible and so specific to each person that you come in contact with, to be able to help them in, okay, what do you love eating? What's good for you? What makes you feel healthy? We're going to stick to that. We're not going to change anything about you. You're going to stay who you are. And not only that, we're going to help you lose that belly fat.
Yeah. And a lot of the people don't understand that, you know, that what you eat, it's what you eat is already there, right? So when we come in, we're just like tweaking things like your portions. We're tweaking to make sure you have like all the nutrients covered. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that we tweak. But in terms of like I said, say like you eat African food or Asian food or Latino food, we're gonna stick to that. We're not gonna come and introduce something foreign to your body, right? Because like I said, your body knows that for the past however old you are. So your body's going to respond to that, right? So, and the other thing also that's really important to us is we want to teach you something like a skill that you take for life. Because what I have found is like once I teach somebody how to eat in that direction, it's kind of like a skill they have now, and they pass it down. I've seen families pass it down. You know, the whole family changed their way of eating. And again, we didn't come and introduce something new. It's already what they've already been doing, but just tweaked up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So usually I tell people for the nutrition aspect, in 3 months, sometimes even way less than that. Some people, you know, even a month or two, they already know how to eat. So it sounds weird, but I tell people we're teaching you how to eat, and they'll be like, what do you mean? And I'm like, we're teaching you how to eat, because that's exactly what we're doing. But once they figured it out, it's like kind of like riding a bike. They get it, and they get it.
Something that you can take on forever.
Forever, exactly.
Not only lose it, but keep the belly fat off. Like that is huge.
It's kind of like 75% or 80% of the battle is nutrition, right? So that is like the biggest thing. So once somebody is good in nutrition, and then the next step is exercise, right? In terms like fitness. So usually depending on how hungry somebody is, typically we start both nutrition and fitness at the same time. But for some people, depending on how much of a mess they are, I'm just gonna keep it real. For some people, you gotta do it stepwise. Doing it all together is too overwhelming. You gotta do it like a little stepwise, right? So, and then on the fitness aspect, I think it's really, really, especially like if you are a mother, even sometimes for anybody who is like obese or like even a guy, it's really important to know what exercises you're doing. With our program, just to kind of keep things very kind of like simple, I'm not going to get too scientific here. We just combine two types of exercises, okay? One we call LIST, which is a low impact steady state, and one is called HIIT, which is high intensity training, right? So we combine that for a reason. So one of it is really targeted to burn fat, right? So, and then the other one is targeted to boost your metabolism. So one of the things that I also find with exercises is a lot of people don't have that part where they do something specifically for fat. You know what I mean? So everybody comes to me to be like, well, I tried this program, that YouTube video, this trainer, that trainer. And I'm going like, okay, but what did you do specifically to lose fat? They'll be like, I tried this. And I'm like, all those things you just mentioned, they're really good at increasing, they're not actually going to burn your fat, because what you have to understand about exercise, it all boils down to what source of fuel am I using to burn calories, right? It's kind of like when you have a car, right? It's like you can use premium gas, you can use regular gas, right? Different type of fuels you can use, right? So for your body, you can either use your carbs for your exercise, or you can use fat for your exercise. So a lot of people just use the carbs. They never actually use the fat as a source to burn, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and that's the part where we come in and we just kind of teach you like, okay, you cannot just be doing one style of exercise, you know? You gotta use both, because one of them is gonna actually burn the fat off. The other one is gonna increase your metabolism. So if you're a mom, the number one thing I am gonna recommend for you is you want to make sure that you don't have something that they call diastasis recti, which is ab separation. And that is super duper important, because you have to, even sometimes when you don't have it, because you've been a mom, you can actually like trigger it to come back. So what that happens is like your abs separate, and no matter what you do until you close that, you're still going to have belly fat. So you want to make sure that you don't have that first and foremost. And if you do have that, you want to do exercises that are specific to closing it. So I usually recommend that if you're in that situation, go see a specialist before you go on and do like other regular fitness stuff. So for example, like with our programs, we like all of our exercises really target that kind of situation where we're trying to like actually close that gap. Because once that gap is closed, then you can develop those abs. But when that gap is open, baby girl, that thing is going to be dingling for years, okay? That's just how it is, you know? So you want to stay away from things like planks, crunches, pretty much anything that's going to put pressure towards your abdominal muscles, okay? And then the other thing I would also say, it's like your breathing matters. Like that is like your, I don't know, that is like your life really when it comes to getting the right abs. It's the breathing when you're exercising. So we do a lot of we call it core compression breathing. And what that really does is we kind of work something where we call the TVA muscle. I'm trying not to get too scientific here, but it's pretty much your deeper inner layer muscles of your abs. So we recruit those muscles and we make those muscles stronger. And as we're making that stronger, your stomach is being pulled in, creating that flatness, creating those abs. Anybody wants to come for a session, we'll show you how to do that. If you can do core compression for the rest of your life, you will have abs. So it's all in how you breathe. So for example, right now, you know, I am like, so you're gonna do like an inhale. So you get your stomach out, and then you exhale, you pull your stomach in, okay? That's like, so it's all in inhaling and exhaling. So, and how you do that, okay? So you have to do it with such aggression. So usually I tell people, you do one inhale. When you do an inhale, you kind of expand your stomach out. And then when you do an exhale, you pull your stomach in. So the power is in the exhale when you pull your stomach in. One inhale, two exhales. It's gonna come inhale here, exhale, exhale, inhale here, exhale, exhale. And we'll do that for about like 2 minutes straight, okay? So like that's a base movement. Even when you're doing like, even if you're a normal person and you're doing like, let's say like a sit-up, whatever, if you do that kind of breathing, even doing like a squat, you know, if you do that kind of breathing, so I'll say it's 2 minutes, so continuously, and then you take a rest, and then you do that maybe like 4 times. So I'll say about 8 minutes a day. It's like a habit. I tell people, do while you're brushing your teeth, you know what I mean? Before you go to bed or when you get up in the morning. Any exercise you do, even a deadlift or a squat, if core compression breathing is a part of your exercising, your stomach will be forever be fine. Yeah, so it is a multiple like layer, getting like a good core, eating being 80% of the work, and then when it comes to exercising, incorporating core compression breathing, it's like cash money right there. We do have our Facebook page. They can just follow us there and they can shoot me a message, and one of my team members will be able to kind of help you out. And then also I do have my website there. If you just go under subscribe, you can just kind of book like a 30-minute time slot with me where you and I just get to chat and just see how we can help you. And really, we're being able to help everybody. So even if you're not a mom, even if you're a guy and you see, I know it says like postnatal, don't worry about it. Don't be intimidated by that. Don't just fill out your information, and we'll be more than happy to reach out to you. And my team and I will definitely take care of you.
And here everything is already tailored for a specific person. I love it. I absolutely love the program. I'm going to provide all the links, so you're going to have all the resources and tools to be able to help you get the best shape of your life, and also the belly and the body that you have always been dreaming about. She's also committed to your growth and being able to definitely live your life by your design and not by...
Yes, girl, live by design, not by default.